Worst possible time, yeah.
With three, with three. You're gonna
She came in because I remember you were there. There was like a reception. Remember? I'm next. Yeah. That was that's when she came. Yes. Yes. She wrote on 7 so maybe she was yeah. I see remember it probably wasn't or maybe she was here. It could have been that. It could have been. I did Ed came 9 early because the TV station was reception for her. So it was the TV station started at 9. So maybe this was a reception. It came after that. Yes. So maybe this was a reception for you. It could have been. And she was there because I think my mother had
Hey, bro, you got it all?
Hey, Paul, I'm well. Everything's good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So Christine, I thought she was here for that. Yeah, I remember I brought things down.
3650.
Especially good. I saw the
3650.
she had such a big. She was yeah. And I remember the officer talked to her and spread the yeah. Yeah. But I'll get another time. Yeah, I love it. I thought she made me mistake. Yeah, she did a lot of talking, but he's she was very good though. I just love it. You get a feel. Yeah. I know this. Still family, though.
What's the song? Yeah, no, our name song.
You're right, you just moment. I'll be right back. Did you get that feed?
Everything's good. Thank you.
I've been awake since 1:30. I'm about to fall out. I know. So my pressure's down.
What?
My pressure's down.
That's good. You sound relaxed.
Because I'm so tired. I could fall asleep by now.
Okay. How much space is on there? Everything's good. There's like 40 people on the stream.
Okay, the second, I'll take you down.
The Spirit of God is all that I am now. The Spirit of God is all that I am now. The Spirit of God is all that I am now. Don't worry about me, now I am alright. Don't worry about me, now I am alright. Everybody out of heaven is praying to the light. Everybody out of heaven is praying to the light. I'm more than this, I am more than time. I'm more than flesh, I am more than time. I'm more than flesh, I am more than time. I'm more than flesh, I am more than time. Spirit of God is all that I am now. The Spirit of God is all that I am now. The Spirit of God is all that I am now. The Spirit of God is all that I am now. If I could not do what I could not see, if I could not do what I could not see, lift up my name for what I tried to be, lift up my name for what I tried to be. Amshatar, Can't you feel that the Spirit of God is on the trees now? The Spirit of God is on the trees now. The Spirit of God is on the trees now. The Spirit of God is on the trees now. The Spirit of God is all that we are now. The Spirit of God is all that we are now. Spirit of God is all that we are now. The Spirit of God is all that we are now. Oh, yeah, 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 Hey, Mama, how you doing?
In front here.
On behalf of Sacred Space, on behalf of the Monroe family, on behalf of all of the spiritual families that are united here today, we welcome you to the celebration of the life of Amshatar Beverly Ololudi Harit Monroe. For all the names that she's known, we're here to celebrate her. And we thank our homegirl, Arne, who was a member of Sweet Honey in the Rock for a long time, for that piece that she composed for her that was arranged by Ricky Byers that we heard at the beginning. And basically she said, God is all I am now. God is all I am now. I am not flesh, I am not time. God is all I am now. So we thank her for setting the theme, setting the tone for today. As Esheron Monroe Johnson said, of course, we would have wanted more time. We would have wanted more hours. We would have wanted more times to see our beloved's face squint with joy and laughter. But we are just so blessed by the time we had. We are so blessed by all she did. This woman was tireless. And it is actually at this point in the continuation of her story that we really kind of see the full plan. The plan that she had for basically seeing the God spirit in everyone and seeing that, feeling that love, recognizing that love. So she left us a powerful model to follow, a powerful model to follow. So many people will be speaking to that throughout this evening. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for those who are joining us virtually. We have a special thanks to give to the Monroe Johnson family. This event was really directed by Esheron, and we really are really impressed and pleased with her leadership. And as we said, she is a decider. And we'd like to also thank Amshatar's son-in-love, as she called Kelvis. This is a beautiful family group, and also to all the grandchildren, to Amaya, to KK, to Naye, to Alaya, to Cairo, to all of you. Thank you for sharing your grandmother with us. Thank you for letting us know the love of your grandmother as well. So without further ado, we are going to just start in the traditional way and pour libation and welcome Olufina Michelle Chapman.
Greetings, everyone. I can't hear y'all. Come on. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to the house that Ololodi built. Welcome to the house that Ololodi built. Welcome to the family, the community that Amshatar Ololodi Monroe built. I am honored and pleased and so grateful to be here with you. I'm going to share a practice called libation, where we pour water, in this case, into a calabash, because I don't think they want us to pour it on the floor. But it symbolizes our connection to the earth, our connection to ancestors, our connection to one another. We are one human family That is what Ololode taught each and every day. We are one human family. So I invite you to take the position of reverence that is home for you, whether that is head bowed, eyes uplifted, whatever that means for you, take a position of reverence and humility, because we didn't have to be here today, but we are. And so let's come into this moment with appreciation and reverence for being here, okay? I'll say a very few words in my best attempt at Yoruba, basically offering water to the earth, to our homes, to this home, to the homes that we come from, to the roads, right? The metaphysical road of life and the physical road of life, that we would travel in safety. And then I'll invite you at some point to offer the names of your ancestors, your elevated ancestors, those teachers, those leaders, those healers that were important in your life, okay? And I'll say a few words of prayer. Is that all right with y'all? Ashe. Omi tutu, ona tutu, ile tutu, tutu la roye. Olodumare, gracious and merciful Creator. We give you thanks. We give you thanks for this day. We give you thanks for this moment. We give you thanks for the opportunity to come together as community to celebrate and lift up and acknowledge the love in both directions, to and from, for our dear sister. We give thanks for Mother Earth for reaching us and allowing us to touch foot on this solid and sacred ground. We give thanks for Father Sky for being overhead and always allowing us to look up and be encouraged by the skies. We give thanks for the rivers and all the waters and all the mountains and all of life. We give thanks in this moment. I invite everyone to just take a breath. Inhale deeply through your nose. Allow that air to come down into your belly, the heaven in your body, and exhale. It is all right now. It is all right now. We give thanks for the ancestors. We say, of the divinities from the east and the west and the north and the south unto the bounding center where we stand. There are many paths, there are many languages, there are many roads, there are many ways of worship, but there is one creator of the universe. And we are part of that universe. Call out the names of your beloved ancestors. Call them now. Let them hear your voice. We acknowledge the ancestors whose names we do not know and cannot call, but whose ears are perked to our voice. They know us, and we thank them. We thank them. Remember to call your family ancestors. actors, not just the popular ones, the national ones, the international ones, but the ones that change your nappies, the ones that taught your mother's mother's mother and your father's father's father. Call your aunties and your uncles because their blood runs through who veins? Yours. Yours. Acknowledge them. Oh, gracious and merciful Creator, we thank you for this moment. We ask that you bless this service. We ask that you place your loving arms and condolences and comfort around this community, here, there, and everywhere. Those watching online, those here in this physical space, those who are holding a place of prayer for this moment. We ask that you strengthen each and every one of us. Let us grow from strength to strength. Let us be the apple of your eye, and let us be the apple of each other's eye. Let us treat each other with love and kindness and humility. Let us work together for good. We say thank you for the life of mighty God, Omo Alolodi. This truly is the house that she built. She managed this house. I met her in this house. And it is fitting that we acknowledge her in this house. Long prayers to no avail. But we want to acknowledge you, Olodumare, for being the beginning. We ask that you put everything in order this evening, but we forget that the absence of mind and not of heart. May this entire service and time together be uplifting and blessed for each and every one. We say, Ashe, 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 oh.
Thank you, Conquer Ron. Conquer Ron. Right now, we're happy to get a message from the Reverend Paul Robeson Ford to bless us with words of comfort and celebration. His name says it all. He's the counselor to Ron. He came all the way from the Monroe United Church of Christ in Winston-Salem to be with us today. We welcome you excitedly and open our hearts to your invocation, Reverend Paul Robeson Ford.
Thank you. We would all adopt a posture of prayer, reverence, as you are led. We invoke your presence, O God, into this space of service and celebration tonight. We call your power into this place. We invite you to inhabit these works of worship, celebration, and praise. For this mother and grandmother, spiritual leader, and community builder. For this practitioner of the healing arts, the creative arts, and the performative arts. For this who is called a golden beam of light. The one whose name at birth was insufficient to encompass the totality of the purpose for her time on this earth. So they called her Amshatar because she waited patiently for you. You, O Lord, have always known her as daughter. We're grateful to you, Most Holy One, for the opportunity that we have here today. We ask, O God, that you would be with us now as we remember, as we reflect, as we have poured libation, as we sing songs, as we recite fond memories. We pray, O Lord, that everything we do here will not only be pleasing in your sight, but will bring glory to her life and to her legacy, and will inspire someone who hears the marvelous things that were accomplished through all of her years on this earth, will be inspired to go and do likewise, to carry forward that legacy with their own hands, their own feet, and their own heart. For every life we know, oh God, you send to teach us something about ourselves, about how to live a life of purpose and meaning in this world, about how to touch, and to love, and to build up. We thank you for your daughter. We thank you for the opportunity to gather and to remember her. Thank you, O Lord. We say amen, and we say Ashe.
Brothers and sisters, Dinner Foley is a traditional song for the ancestors. And of course, we are so blessed by Congaron. We are thankful for a song. We said tonight is a family reunion. So this is a Congaron family reunion because Asheron Monroe Johnson and Ashanti got on up there and they did their thing. So please, we just have to give it up to them. It just goes to show you, you just never forget your steps. So, Cairo, did mommy do good? Did mommy do good? Good. certainly did. So the blessings continue, the blessings continue. As was stated in the obit, our sister friend really loved gospels. And because her father was the choir master at Gethsemane Baptist and her mother was the organist who accompanied him, she said that gospels and religious music were the soundtrack of her life. And this song is one of her favorites. And so we are so pleased to have the creative sister, the artistic sister, the singing sister, the sister who really sets the spiritual tone for us at all times, Free Brent Benjamin and Janelle Gibb are going to treat us with one of Amshatar's most favorite songs, Lead Me, Guide Me.
Peace and love, family. How y'all doing? Lead me, guide me along the way. For if you lead me, I cannot stray. Lord, let me walk each day with thee and lead me, oh Lord, lead me. I am weak and I need your strength and power to help me over my weakest hour. Help me through the darkness and into the light. Lead me, oh Lord, lead me. Come on, y'all. Let's get this thing going. Lead me along the way. For if you lead me, I cannot stray. Help me lose you each day. Lead me, oh Lord, lead me. One more time, here we go. Lead me, guide me along the way. For if you lead me, I cannot stray.
all right, that's all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lead me, guide me, lead me, guide me. So I'm going to ask my sister Olufina to come up to lead me, guide me. We are at the moment where we're going to really talk for a moment about the 40-day process. So in many, many traditions around the world, the 40-day after a person's transition is honored. And it is the belief that for the first 40 days, the person is very active. The person is moving around, possibly visiting people in places that they loved. Some of you may have gotten messages from Ololode. Ia Marie and I got the same message, which was, y'all better bring me some potato chips. Because Ololode loved her some potato chips. So it's believed that the soul lingers on earth for 40 days after the transition and is active. And the 40-day is seen as a significant milestone in the soul's journey. So the 40-day practice is very strong in indigenous paths, among the Akan, among the Yoruba, and among Christians. Basically, the 40th day after death was when the Bible tells us that Jesus rose. So we are really going to, right at this moment, do a process of elevation. So consistent with the Yoruba tradition, which teaches us that there are 7 stages in spiritual development. The spiritual artist and member of Sacred Space, Omilade Deborah Bernard, has created, along with her helpers, has created this beautiful 7-step altar. It is an altar to Ololode. It is an altar to Yamaya, to Het Haru. It's also an altar to Asar and to Obatala. So, and Oshun. Oh, I'm sorry, and Oshun. Yes, no, please. I don't need that bite back, no. No, Oshun, please, yes. So, what we're going to do is that all of you have special relationships with Amshatar with the Ololode, but we have asked certain individuals and their organizations to represent each of the stages of elevation. And we are going to physically raise Ia's picture up from one level to another level, all the way to the 7th level, which will be to the top. And at every point after there is an elevation, we ask all of you to say in unity, we lift you up with love. Okay, we lift you up with love. We lift you up with love. One more time, we lift you up with love. So we are supporting Ololode's installation as an elevated ancestor. We know all of her work. We know all that she has done, and it's magnified. It's not just us. We are magnified, amplified, because there are many, many circles that you were all tied to, that she was also tied to. Her reach was expansive. So we know that her love, the work that she did, will continue to inspire and will continue to guide. And we are elevating her and we're lifting her to continue in her work. And at every stage we are saying, we lift you up with love. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thank you, everyone. So the first level, which is representing the indigenous path, is very foundational, is very fundamental to not only the story of this physical land, but all of us have got that story as part of our own families and part of our own experience. So it is unfortunate that the Queen Mother, who was coming to really instruct us and to ritualize that first stage, is not able to join us. So Olufina and I are going to do our best. our level best. So just to say a couple of things about the first level. The first level of spiritual development really is about birth. We are being born into the world. We're also being born into consciousness. At this stage, we are figuring out what our path is. We are being nurtured by our ancestors. We're being nurtured by our elders. We are being nurtured by our grandmothers. And it's when we also learn the sacredness of Mother Earth. And so we are really saying that this first elevation is the real origin story for our spiritual development. And Amshatar really realized the importance of the indigenous and traditional African past, that they have much to teach us about transcendence and ritual, because she realized that the healing of the Holocaust, of the stealing of people, the destruction of cultures and lifestyles, the raping of the earth, could and must be healed by us. And that healing can occur through prayer, affirmation, ritual, and circle in families and unified communities. So we are grateful for that groundation and foundation, and we continue to call on indigenous traditions to guide us and heal us. Ashe? Ashe. We're also grateful for the medicine wheel, which is a symbol of the interconnectedness of all things and of all people, and the four directions of the indigenous path. And I'm just going to talk about those physical locations. There are people who are in the audience right now who trust and believe are better suited and wiser in all of this than me. So I just come with humility and ask you to please accept these small words. So we are going to start by turning to the east. So the east is a direction which represents new beginnings, the rising sun, the spring season, and it's associated with the color yellow. It really helps to invite in clarity and wisdom and spiritual insight. Excuse our backs. The thumb is a symbol of growth. The summer season, it is linked to the color red and the element of water. The west is the setting sun. It symbolizes adulthood. The autumn season, it's associated with the color black, reflection, and the element of earth. And the north symbolizes elders, eldership, wisdom, the winter season. It is linked to the color white and the element of air.
Thank you, Ian. You know, Mama Ololodi's work, Sacred Space, where indigenous paths meet, was all about bringing together the indigenous peoples of this land and of the continent of Africa, so that we could heal and reconcile our relationship with one another, understanding that the forces of oppression and suppression have made us unfamiliar, and in some cases, enemies of one another. But we are family. And it was the first community where I learned of our kinship and learned that it is important to acknowledge the four directions in prayer. I learned that it was important to acknowledge the land and the peoples of the land. And so with that, I would like to acknowledge and humbly thank the Biscatawe, the Nakanoi, the Nakachtunk, and the many peoples of this region whose names I do not know and cannot call. I also want to acknowledge the African people who were forced into relationship with this land, who were forced to work this land uncompensated, who were harmed by this land and the labor that was stolen to cultivate this land. And I invite you in your time to search the names of the indigenous nations and peoples who governed, who were stewards, and who remain stewards of the lands that you occupy. This this land is unceded, meaning the indigenous people didn't say, okay, y'all come in and take it over. It was unceded, it was stolen. And so we must continue to walk in humility because we are still occupying stolen land. Our elder, many of you know as Mama Nataska, had every intention to be here this evening, but she could not. She is now grandmother walks on water. Her mother was one of the elders of Sacred Space where indigenous paths meet, Mama Binta, Mountain Eagle Woman. And so yesterday as Ia and I were talking, okay, how do we acknowledge, how do we do the native part? Not to be rude or disrespectful. We said we're gonna pray and we're gonna do it. And as I was standing here, I was reminded of a song that Mama Nataska taught us. So I offer it with respect and with love. Hamna, 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 ya. Hamna, hamna, ya. Hamna, 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 ya. Hamna, heya, heya. Hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya. Hamna, hey, ya, hey, ya. Hamna, 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 ya. Hamna, hamna, ya. Hamna, 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 ya. Hamna, heya, heya. Heya, heya, heya. Hamna, heya, heya. Mama Nataska of the Choctaw people, so thank you, the Cherokee and Choctaw, thank you for teaching us.
As Baba raises our beloved's picture to stage 2, we are going to say together, we lift you up with love. 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 Ashe, 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 ashe. Yamari.
Yes. How are y'all feeling? Are you feeling the energy that we are co-creating? We thank you for sharing. We thank you for pouring into this spot here, into this pot. So there are 3 areas that we will lift up for my dear sister, Ia Amshatar Alola D. Monroe. And if you know me, I do acronyms for everything. And so it is SIS. Commitment, initiation, and sisterhood. So the first area that we're going to uplift is her deep commitment to community. In a time when the oppressor sought to separate us, Ia Ololo D stood for family, she stood for unity. She recognized that we all shared something very special. The same love for nature and for the ancestral rhythm of those who walked the path before us. The wisdom that we all share. And she lived her commitment through the African principle of Ubuntu. I am because. She taught us that our oppression was not in pieces, and neither should our resistance. The second area is that of initiation. The foundation of much of her work. So, initiation, of course, into the four directions was very important. And the sacred cycles of African and indigenous people. Self-initiation and healing was her path. Knowing that the truest initiation is the one that you give yourself. She wove traditional wisdom into contemporary life, right? We know about that. Always integrating and always deepening. For many years, she undertook the sacred eco-spiritual rites of passage called the morning round ritual. It's a 3 to 21 day time of separation, solace, prayer, and fasting, which she did many, many times. We used to say, oh gosh, you're going again? You're on the ground again? And she was. Now, you can do 3 days up to 21 days. And I think I have to check with my spiritual brother and sister. I know she did at one time at least 21 days. Was it more? It was 21. It was 21. So you heard what I said. It's a time of solitude. So you cut off everything, right? All connections. It's a time of fasting. So you ain't eating. And it's a time of prayer. And so because she went in for, I think, 7 days, but Spirit said, oh no, you need to do more. And so she forced us all, and she was the inspiration for us all to continue on this path of self-initiation. So the third area is sisterhood and cosmic womb. The sisters who are here, just touch your womb. Touch your neighbor, because that's how we connect with Mother Earth, and that's how we connect with each other. And we shared, E.L. Lodi and I, many of the same love for people, family, and community. Her love for her daughter, her son-in-law, and she called them her 5 angels, all of her grandchildren. This love was grounded for her in her purpose and inspiring all that she gave to us and to the world. You all nourished her spirit and inspired her to do all that she did. You all were the grounding force. And so we shared love for family, for children, and for work. We held a lot of sacred secrets. Yes, we did. We shared both the ups and downs of being in business. We were business partners at one time. Her beauty, creativity, and elegance shone through every single thing that she did. I can see her now going around in that circle, the drums, and she's moving. You know, feet usually she prefers it to be covered, but sometimes it's okay. She would go without it being covered. So, all of this, her beauty, her elegance, her fortitude, her perseverance, came through the beautiful altars that she built. So, in the Yoruba temple, we had a thing. When the Oshun people, when it was their time to do the altar, the Yemenja, Cheyenne, here, we sat back because they were very intricate. Everything had to be just right. Move it over 1 inch, a half an inch, 2 millimeters. But that was what she put into everything. It had to align in a particular way. Another thing about her was her comprehensive and very colorful emails and writings that you had to, remember the different colors? You had to really sit down and savor. And of course, her poetry, her writings, like this haiku that she wrote. Come, stand before me as darkness turns into light. See yourself unfold. That was given to her by Oshun one day. So, but most of all, we shared a bond of sisterly love, one that gave room for differences, forgiveness, and growth. So at this time, I'd just like to bring in terms of the Yoruba path, honoring of the ancestors. Egungun Mokio, Egungun Mokio, Egungun Awarun Keke, Egungun Oluoso, Awan Baba Mokio, Awan Iya Mokio, Egungun Awarun Keke, Egungun Oluoso. So that's saying, ancestors, I greet you. I greet the male ancestors and I greet the female ancestors. Those in the ancestral realm, owners of the sacred cloth, I greet you. So you all may know this song, but we just want to, come on. These are Ile Imole. You introduced me, I'm Nicole Ian Mary, and these are priests and ritual assistants. And we're going to sing this song called Wole Wa Egungun, which we're calling the energy in. So please, I'm sure many of you know it. Let's bring some of that in here. Wole Wa Egungun, Wole Wa. Wole Wa Egungun, Wole Wa. Wole Wa Egungun, Wole Wa. Give yourselves a hand. Ashe. And as we started off with the beginning, the first level, we're now going to go to the second level. And for us, this level is about sis, commitment, initiation, and sisterhood. Okay. Oh, Iya Ololodi, we lift you up with love. Again, Iya Ololodi, we lift you up with love. One more time. Iya Ololodi, we lift you up with love. Woo!
Oh mio, oh mio, oh mio, otao agbao, oshun shekeshe, ojiri. That is a portion of invocation for Oshun. I am Ifasami Awubemiga Obatai. And I'm here representing the Sacred Space family. As you notice, we're missing one, but as you notice, I am the sole male. So Carol, I understand how you feel. So I met Mama Amshatar in the early 90s when she came to the Yoruba Temple. She was, well, we were both parents of young daughters, so we bonded over that. In, I would say 97, she got initiated to Oshun and was given the name Ololodi. So the general understanding of Oshun is of love and peace and pretty. Ololodi don't mean that. Yes, I mean, Oshun always have the pretty, but Oshun also have the fire. Ololodi is a warrior. Ololodi is a protector of family, of community. So she took that name and embodied that name. Within that year, and I believe it may have been after she went to mourn for 7 days and was told, no, we're not finished with you. You have to go 21. She came, she approached some of us and told us that she was given the mantle to start Sacred Space where indigenous paths meet, right? And from then until 2000, we met and we had fellowship and community events around the 4 cardinal points of the year. We would normally do a ritual, a retreat, for Venus solstice. And we did the equinoxes also. And that is where we developed this family. That is also where I met, where at these retreats, she would bring people from the Native American path and different various traditional paths. And we would all commune together, we'd all sit and discuss things together. We had an understanding for how everything related. And I remember Mama Binta telling us one night that Columbus didn't discover anything. The Africans on their way back waved to Columbus when he was coming, right? So she said that they had been interrelating long before any Europeans came to this side. So we give thanks for the time we had to spend with Mama Lolodi, and we know that she touched everybody in here in the way that she touched us, because she empowered us to also go out and spread the work and the energy that we were blessed with. Ashley.
We lift you up with love.
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 Want to acknowledge the folks on the live stream. Thank you for tuning in, for being a part of this service. It's wonderful to have you, and we are going to welcome the Alcer Alset Society, our family.
We had some drummers. Are you all around?
Greetings. Second Suja Satya. I'm here to initiate or start the energy that we have here to raise up Ololodi's spirit, her energy, raise it up to the fourth level. Dwana Tea for this opportunity. Dwana Tea for all that we have witnessed here so far. It's been so beautiful. The prayers, songs, and as I listen more and more, I just see her energy just swelling and growing and swelling and growing within this environment. And when I reflect back on her, and I see her daughter, Shuan, look. I just remember that smile and all that she gave. She always gave her all. She gave her all. Her smile was infectious. And I'm so thankful to breathe air with my sister, Dwana Tea. Hetebu of the Alcer Alset Society International, under the leadership of our King and Chief Priest, the Honorable Shechem or Shechem Ra'u Nefer Amen I, the Paramount King of the Washington, D.C. region, or Owa, Haim, Adu, Ra, and Kamen, and the Queen Mothers, or Owa, too, in common, are grateful and honored to gather here with everyone to celebrate the life of Mut Amshatar Ololodi. I love the way the Yoruba say it. How do I say it right? Ololodi. It's with so much energy, quality. Monroe. We are chanting and drumming to honor, elevate, and consecrate her spirit for a peaceful, purposeful, and powerful journey through the inner planes. We will be chanting to the angelic force of Heteru, known as Oshun in Yoruba culture. She is the goddess of harmony, joy, and peace. And she brings the energy of aesthetic beauty and creativity. She utilizes the great power of the imagination, coupled with a passionate life force to successfully manifest one's visualizations. See it in your mind's eye with joy and virile images, and achieve your visions and goals that are in line with truth Juanita. Thank God for this ability to cultivate Heteru Ocean. The mantra is Van Kling Sa, Deme Meri Hur Hetet, harmony, joy, and peace. Heteru's movements are flowing, so please help us send this energy to Amshatar's spirit by dancing with the sounds of Heteru. Dwa'u, thank you so much. Dwanati.
That's good. We're gonna start the chant and we're gonna ask you to get up with us. And then my person is called Otawat and then Chasra, one of the Queen Mothers of Osiris at DC. And I had the privilege of helping to shepherd Eshaban with Amshatar. So, Dwanati, thank God. Thank you all for being so willing to get up and make a joyful noise and send her spirit with peace and joy and harmony. Come on, y'all. Get dancing. Deme Mary, Remember her. people together from all walks of life in harmony, in joy. It is not what people imagine. It is who is imagining a human or divine being. Lift her up in her divinity. Lift her up in her divinity. Woo! Woo! Harmony, joy, and peace. That's right. Feel the energy of harmony, joy, as we uplift our spirit.
Amshatar Olorode. We lift you up with love. 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 Wonderful.
I'm now going to welcome some very special guests. Iya Alolodi was one of the first Fetzer Fellows, which was 1 or 2 year long program? 3 years. They'll tell you all about it. But she was very proud to be a Fetzer Fellow, and it provided a community and funding for her to really launch Sacred Space where Indigenous paths meet. So her Fetzer Fellow family are here, and they will share with us now and take care of the next number.
Let me first say we could not conceivably be more happy and more proud and more thrilled to be a part of this experience with you all tonight. We were privileged as part of the Fetzer community to spend several times a year for several days with Amshatar through the Fetzer Fellows and Scholars Program at the Fetzer Institute in Michigan. And I have heard, and she certainly expressed that that experience for her was great. The theme essentially was for us to be together in community with, I think it was 41 people from around the world to explore the notion of what it means to connect the inner life of spirit with the outer life of action in the world. So each and every one of you who knew our beloved sister can imagine she was a huge influence on each of us individually, as well as you can imagine a huge, enormous influence on our entire community. I'll just speak for myself. Several things about the way she most impacted me. First of all, someone mentioned her smile. To me, what I always felt from her more than any other human being I've ever was utter and complete and pure joy. A lot of tall people in this room. You're not one of them. Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. And I'll just say one other thing that I'll always remember is there's only one other person in the world who loved being a grandmother as much as that woman, and that's me. She would, there are others in the room who would claim the same, I'm sure. She would call me on occasion and we would have long conversations about getting her book out into the world. And our community certainly supported that and wanted her words, her wisdom, and the wisdom of those she gathered to put together that book to be out in the world. So let me just say once again that we five representing that Fetzer community, and only representing that community because when I sent out the message to let folks know about the passing of your mother, the love that came back was completely remarkable. We all loved her. And for us to be invited to help lift her up with love is indeed a privilege. So there was one thing that we wanted to do, and I've been assured that probably everybody already knows this, but that beloved sister taught us a song that maybe we could all sing together. And we have a musical person in our group, only one, and she has a bad cold, but we're going to go for it anyway. So our other sister, Sue Keister.
Oh, it is such a blessing to be here with all of you. And there really are no words that we can begin to share to express how much we loved Amshatar and how much she loved us. And I know all of you feel that. She would wrap her arms around us and I would feel like I was being held in the arms of God. She healed me and all of us so many times with her touch, her smile, and this incredible singing voice. And she came into our presence and just started singing. And we're like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? And we would join with her. She would teach us these beautiful rituals and these beautiful songs. But one of them became our theme song, I guess you could say. And we're asking all of you to sing this with us. As Carol explained, I have a cold, but I'm going to give it a shot. But you guys take it over, okay? And it's Somebody Prayed for Me. Everyone know this one? Okay, here we go. And I hope something comes out. Somebody prayed for me. They had me on their mind. They took the time and prayed for me. You want to stand? Go ahead. I'm so glad they prayed. Come on. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. Somebody prayed for me. They had me on their mind. They took the time and prayed for me. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. Amshatar, she prayed for me. She had me on her mind. She took the time and prayed for me. Oh, I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed for me. This family prayed for me. They had me on their mind. They took the time and prayed for me. And I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. Thank you all. We lift you up with love. We lift you up with love.
Amshatar would have loved this. Yes? Yes, she would have. She would. I want to invite Nana Kweku Karasante to come forward to share from the Akan tradition, another of our indigenous African paths that Mama was familiar with, and that was a part of her spiritual posse, if you will. Nana, would you please come?
First of all, I greet you. This is a time of reflection. No, I was not expected to be here to speak. But this is just like the person who we are observing. Have you ever been with her and something needs to be done that she didn't do it? She didn't ask you who was supposed to do it. She did it. There's never been a time where the community was not in her heart.
Never been a time. There's never been a time where she couldn't look at you and say, hey, sister, what's wrong? Hey, brother, you all right? You see, when people are like her, and only one word that comes to my heart is that she was loved. Not only was she loved, she shared that love with everyone she came in contact with. I can't say it again. You know she loved her family. You know she loved her baby and her babies and her babies and her baby and her son in love. You can't deny that. But what we're going to say when we leave today, if we leave with nothing else, let us leave with the ways that she taught us how to be, how to love. Another step. The sixth step. We're getting closer, y'all. The sixth step. Now, I'm not going to tell you how high you have to step, but you got to step. And making that step, you have committed certain things in your life that you should have done. Then you know you can make that step. She made that step. She prepared a place for us to how to make that same step. So as we think about her now, let us think about the step that she taught us before she took her step. We must understand now is the time. You can't wait any longer. We're going to have to take that step. All of us going to have to take that step at some point. And the only thing we can say, I'm going to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to take that step? Let us prepare ourselves with that step because we have an example before us. It's different if there's no one to show you how. But when someone shows you how, and you don't take that step in, I won't even tell you what that means. But what I will say, she took those steps for us to be where we are now. Now, what am I supposed to say, brother? My brother. Oh, are you ready? We lift you up with love. We lift you up with love. We lift you up with love. And remember, just as we are lifting her up, lift yourself up also with love.
So yes, as Baba said, an exalted ancestor, somebody we gonna be praying to, somebody who is not confined by the body. Where she say, I am not flesh now, I am with God now. You want anything, holler. Ring me up. You know my number. All the fives. So as we are at the pinnacle of evolution, we are kind of doing a circular path in a way in terms of going back to the root source, that Monroe juice. We are going to her family, and we are thankful that Reverend Patricia Reberg has come from New York, and Reverend Patricia is going to take it home for us and talk about our sister in her exalted, elevated, perfect space, which is without definition, without boundary, without borders. This is how she lived, and now she gets to do it full force. Ashe.
My name is Reverend Patricia Reberg. I am Pastor Emerita of Rejoice Ministries, the Church of Healing. It's a tradition. I am the granddaughter of Amshatar's grandfather. Her grandfather and my grandfather were brothers. When I first met Amshatar, I was, oh gosh, knee-high to a grasshopper. Let's say I was in about 7 or 8 years old, and I'm 70 now, so we've been friends and family for a very long time. And I remember the first time I came to her house and sat down with Uncle Melvin and Aunt Aldora, and she kind of looked at me real funny, and then I told her my full name, Patricia Aldora. And she said, "You're named after my mama." And I said, "Yes, I am." And we became very close after that. She taught me how to be loving and caring and open, and you can be all those things and honest at the same time. And sometimes Amshatar was brutally honest. She didn't hold back, but she did it in love. And she knew where love was because she knew that whatever she needed to say, that the love was strong enough to handle the truth and still be there after she said it. That's the kind of love she gave to each of us. She has given each of us so many precious memories that we will continue to cherish. I remember when you were in her womb and the excitement of giving birth to you, and then all these wonderful children, and your husband. She talked about you. Yeah, she talked about you, man. She appreciated your love for her daughter and how you respected her daughter. Yeah, she was grateful to you. And thank you on behalf of the Monroe family. Thank you. We would go to our family cemetery, the Monroe, Washington family cemetery, every year when we had our time together. And we would go around to each of our elders and bring the children and tell them, this is your grandfather, this is your uncle, this is, so they knew the family, they knew who everyone was. And Amshatar would pour libations. And when Uncle Melvin was alive, she said, "Daddy, raise a song." And Melvin would start singing, or Uncle Thomas would start singing. And then Thomas made his transition, and Melvin made his transition. And she'd look over at me, she said, "Cousin Pat, you're in charge now, raise a song." And every time we'd go to the cemetery, she'd pour the libations, and I would raise a song. And together we lead our family in worshiping and remembering our ancestors. I will miss that. I will miss that. But what I do know as I listen to each of you is that wherever she was, I was, there was this whole ministry of healing that we understood. And I did my ministry of healing in my way, and she did it in her way, and we kind of intertwined at some point. And I praise God for that. And so I am grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I could not be here. There was no way I was not going to make it here today and be a part of this celebration of a life, this remembrance of a legacy, and the moving on of this transition. Thank you for providing me the opportunity. Love you dearly. We lift her up in love. We lift her up in love. We lift her up in love. Precious memories, how they linger, how they flood my soul in the stillness of the midnight. Sacred secrets here unfold.
Thank you, Reverend Reberg. You notice how she went back to her seat real fast. She's like, I did that and I'm done. Thank you so very much. I think In Process is going to join us next. They should be coming to the stage. All right, let's give them a warm welcome. Mama Alola, you were once a member of In Process, the Women's Acapella Group, and you are about to get a real treat.
Greetings. We're so happy to be here and really so glad to have known Amshatar and shared in her love. And she's one of those women that rose above. Yeah, we lifted her up to another level. She's one of those women that fly. And this song that we're going to sing is When the Women Can Fly, written by Michelle Manchester. Do-dum-dum, 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 they come from a time that's as old as the earth. To fly was their calling from the moment of birth. God gave them wings to soar through the sky. This cold, wicked world they would beautify. Those women who fly, women who fly, women who fly, yeah, women who fly, women who fly, 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 fly. You know them when you see them, they are everywhere. They're taking care of business with the greatest care. They set the pace, they set the trend. Their thirst for justice, it never ends. Those women who fly, yeah, yeah, women who fly, women who fly, yeah, women who fly, yeah, women who fly, fly, fly,
You can clip their wings, 'cause they're gifts from God. You can crush their spirit, it comes from the source. You can't make them wait, you know they waited too long. And you can stand in their way, but they keep moving on. Those women who fly, yeah, yeah. Women who fly, yeah. Women who fly, yeah. Women who fly. Women who fly, 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 fly. You know they may be your mother, your sister, or your friend, your grandmother, lover, your neighbor, or spouse, whoever they may be, wherever they are. Make sure that they know you appreciate them. Make sure that they know you love them. They are those women who fly, yeah. Women who fly, your mother. Women who fly, my sister. Women who fly, your daughter. Women who fly, your friend. Women who fly. Women who fly, women who fly, you. Women who fly, yeah, yeah, yeah. Women who fly. Women who fly. Women who fly, 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 fly.
We should have asked y'all to pay because this is a show-no concert. This is a concert. I hope you are enjoying it as much as I am. You know, it was sometimes hard to believe that Mama Alola had a life before DC. Right? She was born here, and we went to the same high school, not at the same time. We lived on the same streets, but not at the same time. Her father's birthday is my birthday, but not born in the same year. But it was so hard to believe that she had friends outside of us in DC. But she has a whole Atlanta posse. So I want to ask the Atlanta LOVE Unlimited Crew Posse family to come on up and share with us. You were the best friend she had. That's the onlyest and the best friend you had. That's how she made you feel. Well, we here represent sisters and many, many others who are from the community of New Orleans and Atlanta who love our sister Alola. So good evening, family. Good evening, friends. Good evening, light workers and cultural bearers. Thank you for your divine presence, for your love of our dear sister. And thank you, Asheron, and all of her babies. And she says she got so many babies. Thank you for sharing your mom with us. We stand here in love and sisterhood, as each one of you have your own story and connection to our dear sister. And these are all the names we knew. When we met her in Atlanta in the mid-70s, it was Beverly Henry. Her street name in DC was Money. Money. Then there was Amshatar Harit. She liked to do that Harit. Alola D. Monroe. Our story, our connection started in Atlanta with how she gathered us together in search of the heart of God. She gave birth to the LOVE retreat. That retreat stood for light, oneness, vitality, and energy. Each one of these sisters have played a role from 1979 in helping her manifest the vision of LOVE. Beverly wanted to do her part. When she gave birth to love, and she envisioned it, she developed it, she manifested it in the mountains of Georgia. She was committed to her journey in search of the heart of God. On her journey, she shared all that she found with her community. She wanted to do her part to ensure that the New Age movement of the 70s was a reflection of old-time spiritual technologies of the indigenous people of Africa, the Americas, and the world. She wanted to make sure that we had access to the knowledge, wisdom, and experience and lessons from our ancestors, and that we had places and spaces to use those tools and practices with reverence, excellence, and attention to detail. Once we got to know her, we also got to know her people. Papa Melvin Monroe, Mama Aldora, Mama Green, Aunt Florence, Reggie, Ronnie, and the Otis Street family. The place where she was nurtured in light and love and laughter. The place where the family found and made opportunities and resisted oppression. Where the voice of gospel music engaged her in her search for the heart of God. LOVE. It was there that she got her wings to fly, and fly she did. In search of the heart of God, she moved to Atlanta, into the Windjammer Apartments. Now, in the early 70s, the Windjammer Apartments was the place you wanted to be. And that's where she lived. And in the early 70s, when Atlanta had its first Black mayor, Mayor Jackson, and people were seeking the benefits of the civil rights movement. There were new ventures, businesses, as well as old-time practices packaged as New Age. It was all over the place. She studied at Hillside Chapel and Truth Center, at the Unity Church. She studied with the Saraset, was a part of bringing Shechem or Shechem to Atlanta, and we studied. She researched, she read, and she investigated all things conscious raising in search of the heart of God. By 1979, she was a part of a vibrant community of artists, organizers, light bearers, and seekers of the heart of God. She began visualizing LOVE retreat, where she brought together folks from Asara Set, she brought Muslims, she brought Rastas, Christians, and rural Southern folks together to raise our consciousness and build community. It was when and where we experienced her demonstrate the transformative power of ritual and ceremony. It was where and when, as an Atlanta community, we were able to benefit from her gifts. She understood the power of culture, of community, and how people could find and express themselves through music, the arts, and the practice of sacred ritual. As we were all in search of the heart of God and the many different paths that our search would take us, the unifying principles of light, oneness, vitality, and energy was and continues to be at the foundation. She helped us understand what people now call somatic practice, the connection of mind, body, soul, movement, and spirit. She was doing it in 1979. As we would say, or as she would say, long story short, because if you talk to her more than 10 minutes, she was gonna say, long story short, we are so grateful that it was in the divine plan that we, all of us in this room and those on the screen, are individually and collectively connected on our journey to be a reflection of the heart of God. We are grateful for the role our dear sister has played and will continue to play in our lives. We love you. We call your name with joy and with thanksgiving. And as she would often quote Mother Taylor, you gotta give Jack his jacket. So we give Beverly Henry money, Amshatar Halit, Ololodi, her jacket. And we lift our sister with love.
I'm standing with Atlanta, even though I've been. Thank you. I'm going to be tall next life. I'm standing with Atlanta because this is where my community started. And when I said I was coming to DC, Amshatar said, I got you. And I said, I really don't know if I'm going to be here, if it doesn't work for me. Being a New Yorker, I said, I'll go to New York. She said, you don't need New York, DC has everything for you. And because of Amshatar, I know this community today. That's how I met Kathy. That's how I met the healing people, the spiritual people. And I thank her.
Greetings. I found this little poem or quote that I just reminded me of our sister, and I just wanted to read it to you because it reminds me so much of the time when I met her first in Atlanta. We danced too wild, and we sang too long, and we hugged too hard, and we kissed too sweet, and we howled just as loud as we wanted to howl, because by now we were all old enough to know that what looks like crazy on an ordinary day looks a lot like love when you catch it in moonlight. And that was written by one of the sisters from the Atlanta community, Pearl Cleach.
We're a student, we're a teacher. We're a teacher, we're a student. Ololodi Amshatar, my teacher. She saw things in me I was not aware of on my journey, and she would pull it out. I began to host circles because of her encouragement and her being that teacher for me. Rituals, I did not realize that everything we do repetitively is ritual. And when she asked me to write a book of rituals, I'm like, who are you talking to? I don't, And I ignored it, I really did. And she called me back and she said, La, I'm waiting. I said, you serious? She says, Spirit said, you're to write. She said, go pray about it. As soon as I came out of prayer,
the message was mommy. And any rituals that I need to remind myself of is just reminisce with my mom. I thank her. I thank you. I thank the babies. And you know she talks about you all the time, honey. Mm-hmm. And I thank this tribe, this community, these circles that were part of bringing us all together. We say her name. Olola D! Olola D! Olola D! Ashe.
We lift her up with love. We lift her up with love.
Thank you so much, ATL crew. We love you. In 1997, I was told by Mother Taylor that I was to be initiated into the Yoruba priesthood, which is really servanthood. We are servants of the Orisha. We are students of the Orisha. And because Mama Ololodi brought me into the temple, she was to be my godmother. And oh honey, she resisted. Because see, we met like 4 or 5 years before. We were hanging out, and Asharon and I was in Gambia, Asharon was in Senegal, then she came to Gambia. We were family, we were having fun, going to movies, eating popcorn. And she didn't want us to be mother-daughter, she just wanted us to be girlfriends. But I needed a mother in the tradition to teach me. And she was that. We were very close. And she taught me, of course, more about the Orisha, but you know what she really was? I heard this very early this morning. She was the embodiment of Oshun in my life. Through her, I learned that I was lovable, that I was worthy, that I was beautiful, that I was valuable, that I was wealthy, that I was sophisticated, that I deserved each and every good thing, and that my life had purpose. And so one day in ritual work, I received a very short chant for Yeye Oshun. Very short. And I recorded it with the band I sang with, Black Notes, Long Live Black Notes. And it has had millions, yes, Long Live Black Notes, millions of views on YouTube. And I know that it has healed millions of people, not me, but Oshun. That energy of love and service and community. One of the last times I saw Iya, I was singing to her, and you know, she was in and out of this world a lot because of her condition. When I started singing Oshun, she said, "Oh, I love that song." I said, "I know you do." And it was the truth. She loved this Oshun song. So I'm going to offer just a very short version because we're coming to the end of our time together. This is for my Iya and Yeye Oshun. Yeah, 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 Oshun. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh. Listen to me. Yeah, Ocean is the spirit of the river. Open your hands, she's a sweet and steady giver. She'll turn your tears of sadness into gladness. Praises to Ocean. Yeah, Ocean is the spirit of the river. Open your hands, she's a sweet and steady giver. She'll turn your tears of sadness into gladness. Praises to Ocean. Yeah, 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 Ocean. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, Ocean.
I don't know how we're doing with them, but she wants them to take you back home. Well, I said, really, but I don't know how we're doing with them, so I ended right here.
Hello. I was not sure that I was gonna be able to do this. But I freaked out a little bit at the beginning and asked somebody else to do it, but here I am. And the reason that I'm pushing through is because the message is coming through so clearly. What I wrote this morning without talking to anyone is the same thing that we've all talked about. And some of this is my mother's words, and so I want to share it. This is my family, my daughters, my son, my husband. So I wanted them to stand up here with me to support me. So first, I want to thank God for giving me the strength to get to and through today, because it has been a journey over the past couple of months. I want to thank my family, my husband Kelvis, my children in birth order, Amaya, Michaela, Naye, Elia, and Cairo, for giving me grace and support over the last few months, because a lot of things have slipped. And so I appreciate their support. I want to thank the Monroe family for traveling to be here. And I want to thank the Johnson family for standing with us in Winston-Salem because they couldn't travel. That's my husband's family. I want to thank all of my extended family who have checked on me, encouraged me, prayed for me, provided spiritual guidance and fortification over the last few months. And I especially want to thank my godparents, many of whom are up here today. Mama Kim from the Atlanta Love Collective, Shechem Tepraim, there you are, from Osera Set, Oruwatan and Chasra, who was up here from Osera Set, Shechem and Samasut from Osera Set. I want to thank my God sisters for all checking on me, coming up here to dance with me, although a couple were missing, Alma and Senseway from the dancing just now. I want to thank Baba Latour Whitaker. I want to thank Asan and Conqueron for answering the call when I asked, because we are family. And to the Sacred Space family, Iya Omalade, Mama Beina, Baba Awabenga, Iya Olufande, Mama Sandy, and Iya Olufina, Maimuna. Today would not have been possible without your love, your hard work, and your attention to detail. We know who that goes to. But most importantly today, I'm grateful for my mom, for her love, for the spiritual foundation she provided for me that includes all of the things that have been shared today, and for the community that she has gifted me with. Whenever someone would pass, my mom would always say, "A mighty tree has fallen." So it's only fitting that I say that for her today. A mighty tree has fallen. But we are the fruits of that tree. Everyone who she touched, who she mothered, who she shared her light with, her spirit lives on through us. As a little girl, I always was a little bit annoyed that she knew so many people, because anytime we were out and she would run into someone she knew, it would make whatever we were doing take longer. But through this process, I have realized that she didn't just know a lot of people, she impacted a lot of people. And all of you are evidence of that. So I want to close with words that my mother wrote, probably in the early 80s. It was typed. It was in a book that she gave me when I graduated from high school with pictures, and she had some poems in there. And this is just a part of one of the things she wrote. God, remind us that we are not just our immediate family. We must recognize our brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers too, that exist now and always through bloodlines that will never on this plane be shaken. Let us do this for ourselves, for true clarity does begin at home. And then let us do it for all mankind. For it's in our uniting, knowing, and teaching who we are that the real reunion will happen for all of your children, near and far. Yes, God, let there be peace on earth, and truly, let it begin with me. Ashe. I thank you all for coming. I'm sure we're over time. Oh, I know we're not finished, but I'm just thanking people because I know we're at time. And thank you for celebrating my mom's life with me. And there are some people that get recorded messages, and we're going to play this now.
Audio.
We obviously have technical difficulties, but we are working through those difficulties, and we thank you for your patience. And while we wait, let me just thank the amazing team here at the University of the District of Columbia, Valerie and Mallory and Dr. Nova and Derek and everyone. Thank you so much for working with us, for your patience. Thank you to FedServe for coming from near and far to be with us. Thank you to all of the spiritual houses for being here and allowing us to celebrate our sister. Thank you, Reverend Paul Robeson Ford. When they say Paul, I say you can stop. Anybody, Paul wrote what? I don't care what he says. He's on the program. So thank you so very much for being here. There are too many people to thank. In process, my goodness, thank you so very much for blessing us and just being wonderful, wonderful artists. We appreciate you. We hope these issues will be resolved soon. We do have some refreshments, so please don't go without getting something to eat because, you know, it's good food and we pay for it. We don't want it to go to waste. And I also want to thank our tech who was recruited today, my daughter, Zora Audrey Yetunde Chapman, who's behind stage. It's not her fault that we're having these issues. We're going to work it out. We're going to work it out.
Hi, my name is Vicki Byers, and I was a friend
Amshatar Monroe. I know Amshatar loved this song. The song says, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Here for God. I'm Shatir. I heard that she also liked by and by when the morning comes, all the saints of God will gather home and will tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Oh yeah, hey, oh yeah, hey. I like oh yeah, hey too. I am listening to the music of the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Oh, what a song God is singing. I will listen all day long. I will listen all day long. Oh yeah, hey. Oh yeah, hey. I love it. I love that she loves it.
To Amshatar's beloved baby girl, Asharon, and her family, and to those who have gathered here in this historic auditorium, where Amshatar once worked her programming magic as special events director at UDC. I greet you on behalf of my family, AB, Toyin, and Kaji, who were among the many people in Washington, D.C. that were touched by Amshatar's life and were influenced by her. Now, Amshatar and I go way back, way back to the 80s. And she had been doing concert productions, smaller ones than Jazz Festival, but certainly concert productions with Jeff Majors, I believe. And together, we pulled off the Capital City Jazz Festival, and we had some major artists included in there. Amshatar was the artist relations person, and I got a chance to work with Miles Davis and Philly Jones and Betty Carter, the World Saxophone Quartet, just a host of Max Roach, just a host of jazz artists who came through Cap City during the 5 years that we produced that concert. Our real break came in 1986, just after we had produced Cap City. I got a call late one morning from all people, the legendary Dr. Dorothy I. Height, the president of the National Council of Negro Women and legendary civil rights leader. She called to tell me that I had been recommended by folks at the Smithsonian to help the National Council of Negro Women put together a completely unique activity and special event that was going to be an outdoor event held on the National Mall. And they were calling the event the National Black Family Reunion. And I almost hit the ceiling when I heard it. I said, oh my God, this is something me and Amshatar can dig our fingers into really quickly. So we held it in the fall of 1986, and it was a tremendous success. We had over 200,000 folks show up. And we hit the trails. First we went to Atlanta, then we went to Los Angeles. And the Los Angeles Black Family Reunion was by far the largest and attracted hundreds of thousands of people. And Amshatar was especially popular among the older women in NCNW, and one of them decided to give her her own nickname. So instead of calling her Amshatar, she calls her Amshadid. She says, because Amshatar does everything. And whenever I ask her, She says, I did this, or I did that. So she called her Amshatar. So that became Amshatar's name out in Los Angeles. Amshatar actually stayed with Black Family Unity for several more years. But throughout our time, no matter if we were working on the same event or not, we always were in touch with each other. I would spend many a wonderful morning over at her beautiful little townhouse on S Street. And Amshatar would cook breakfast for me, and we would have, baked tofu or scrambled tofu or fried tofu, even barbecue tofu. And it was she who convinced me that I needed to start becoming a vegetarian. She was unselfish, she was kind, she was productive, and she never forgot that she was trying to help make people's lives better, especially in the Black community. I will always miss her and always love her. So I want to end with something that Amshatar would appreciate. One of our Cap City jazz musicians was Hugh Masekela, and we both loved Hugh Masekela. And at the end of Hugh Masekela's performances that I was able to see over the years, the band did a little chant in his honor. So I want to paraphrase that and do this little chant for Amshatar as I end my remarks. Amshatar, Amshatar, Amshatar was a bad man jammer. Amshatar, Amshatar, Amshatar was a bad man jammer. Amshatar, Amshatar, Amshatar was a bad man jammer. Amshatar, Amshatar, Amshatar was a bad man jammer.
Before I hear, we want to thank you, Queen Mother Ia Amshatar Alolo D. Monroe, for honoring your Queen Mother oath to uphold the ritualistic ways of our ancient, universal, indigenous, matriarchal values, which pours the potent, harmonic, sacred feminine and divine masculine nectar into all of humanity. We want to thank you for your 40 plus years as a natural gatherer and wayshower of people from divergent paths, utilizing ancient traditions for modern evolution. We want to thank you for being a living example of your quote, heal a woman, heal a nation, reach across the lines of difference, and heal the world. We want to thank you for standing elegantly tall and resolute like the tree, rooted and grounded in your original sacred truths, despite what others said. And finally, we want to thank you for bathing all of us within the goddess Oshun's elixir of universal love. Queen Mother, as your soul ascends back inside the cosmic womb of luminous darkness, know that your luminous light continues to shine upon all of us. We want to thank you for being you.
made her transition, and she blows in the wind. Beloveds, we're gathered today in the sacred vibration of love, remembrance, and gratitude for our sister, our teacher, our friend, Ololade Amshatar is how I met her. She walked this earth as a living prayer. She was a vessel of womb wisdom, a keeper of the sacred fire of Black womanhood. She carried herself like water, soft, enough to flow around any obstacle, strong enough to carve valleys through the hard stones of life. We shared so much light together. We traveled to places where the ocean kissed the shore, where the air itself felt like medicine. We stood in sacred circles with women who came to lay their burdens down. Together, we poured sound into the wombs of generations, restoring, remembering, reclaiming. Oh, Lordy. Her work has not just been about the body, it was about liberating the soul. She reminded us that every Black woman carries a galaxy inside of her womb, and that when she heals, the whole world shifts. When Ololade asked me to write a chapter for her Healing Woman's book, I understood it was more than a request. It was a covenant, a spiritual assignment. Her faith in my words was her way of saying, your voice is a part of this medicine. And we did that medical work together, that spiritual surgery together. And when she asked me to write a song and perform my first Crystal Bowl concert at the Edgar Cayce Foundation in Virginia Beach, it was another initiation. She gave me the courage to stand there and do the whole thing, all of who I am and all of what my sole purpose is in life, flow through me because of Ololade. She was saying, sister, the world is ready for your sound. Step right into your own light. That light has, as the bowl sang and the air shimmered, I felt her vision vibrating through every note. The vision of a world where Black women are honored, protected, celebrated, and restored. That was her mission. That is her legacy. Ololade's life was a ceremony. Every gathering she led was a sacred text. Every woman she touched became part of a living archive of healing. And so, beloveds, I ask you to keep her song alive. Speak her name. Share her teachings. Care for Black women the way she cared for us. Fiercely, tenderly, without compromise. Let us keep the circle unbroken. Let us live in the vibration of her love that she gave freely. I'm reminded of this little tune, and it starts. Heal a woman, heal a woman, heal a woman, reach across the line and heal me.
Hi, my name is Vicky Meyer.
Your love and your patience. We just have two more love-filled folks to come and share their thoughts about how our sister influenced their lives and their artistic work. So please welcome Beina Abade and Lona Elias.
Good evening, everyone. I am Baina Abade, and I stand here before you to celebrate my artist sister, who is known by many of you as Beverly Monroe. If I get closer to myself, if I get closer, can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone. My heart is so full. I sat there saying that it would be all right if I didn't say anything. I wanted to share with you something that she did. She called, I want to say about 46 women together, and I couldn't find anybody who was on the call who could remember the exact year that it happened, but her intention was to provide a circle of healing for the healers, for the women who were light givers, who were light workers, and scattered all across the nation. And she called us to prayer for, I want to say a season, but I know it was at least 30 days, a moon cycle. At 7 o'clock every morning, we got up and we got together and we prayed. When the spring equinox came around at the end of this, and everybody came, and we then got together at the Adelphi Metaphysical University, which is in Georgia, but the land that is built on is in Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. And I bear witness that she accomplished exactly what her, I thought she'd go to her, exactly what her intention was, because the people here from Atlanta are fast friends of mine. I was one of the people that were on the call. I have friends now who are light givers that are in California. And as a result of that, all of us, we really became fast friends, and each of us differently. I just want to say that she created what she intended so that people who were isolated in communities where they had no one whom they could call on or depend on, but they were giving and giving and giving to other people, became a family. Kimberly, Kanika, who was up here from Atlanta, people in California with whom I talk all the time, the people in Zambia, the people in Senegal. These are sisters that she called to prayer every morning at 7 o'clock. And when she called, we all showed up. I just wanted to share that because she did what she wanted to do. And because of it, the world is richer for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lona. I was Lona Elias. And I apologize for the delay.
Lona Elias.
The technical difficulties, but as I stand here, I just feel your energy and your love, and we thank you for being here. As I was saying that many of you know her by different names, Beverly Monroe, Amshatar Harit, and Iya Omo Olorudi. And I will probably interchange her name with this presentation I'm going to do because I've known her for 45 years. And there were years together that were wonderful, uplifting, magical years. We first met as she was beginning to prepare for production at the Howard University Blackburn Center in 1980. And I was so intrigued by her multi-dimensional presentations. Not sure who coined the phrase, but she often used edutainment because her presentations were always about learning, teaching, entertaining, and honoring the ancestors. Over the years, we worked together in many artistic projects. She worked with outreach in the Everyday Theater in Washington, D.C. She was encouraged, I was encouraged to bring her to the DC Street Academy. And she worked with youth to help them finish their high school diploma, to help them do some pre-training, pre-employment training. And we just became friends. As we worked together, we became better friends, and really sisters. Eventually, we worked with the Capital City Jazz Festivals under the tutelage of Karen Spellman. And also, I worked with her on the National Council of Negro Women, the family reunion, the Black family reunions all over the country. She worked for some years after that at Howard University Center for Urban Progress. And this is an organization that I worked in many years, and we addressed the critical issues in the urban area. She focused primarily on early learning education and after-school programs. And after many years of working together on various artistic projects and community outreach, she evolved and transitioned to more spiritual work, more introspective work, as we have heard here today, and as many of us have shared with her. She invited me to join Sacred Space where Indigenous paths meet, which later morphed into Women of Spirit, and inspired my husband Nasser to compose and dedicate and record a song, naming it Sacred Space in honor of the group. Her voice began to resonate on a national level, with folks doing work of the unseen world and the world within us. She's made a remarkable impact on my life, as we both have focused on the service of others and to bring them closer to the oneness of human nature and herself. My sister, as we usher you on to the other side, Iya Oma Ololodi, in love and light and eternal peace, we have lasting memories throughout eternity. We won't forget you. A life well lived. Ashe. Lift her up. Lift her up. And lift all of us. Ashe.
We could go on singing and talking and telling stories about Ololudi, Amshatar, Harriet, Monroe for all the night, and the next night and the next night. But we are going to actually wrap up right about now. We'd like to thank In Process for their service for Women Who Fly. Women Who Fly. They had another number prepared for us, but we are going to fly home with Women Who Fly. We want to thank the fabulous staff here at the Theater of the Arts at UDC. Prince Nora, who works here now, was here when he said Amshatar was his boss. And so the folks here acted like, no, they're giving a tribute. So they did everything. We were like, we like candles. They said, well, it's against the rule. We might have to put some fire extinguishers up. But they basically said that we could do whatever we felt was appropriate and needed to honor and sing the praise song of our sisters. So we want to thank them. We definitely thank you. And of course, Free and Janelle, they're not here, but they did that. Lead me, guide me, absolutely. Your cousin loved. Oh, she's not gone. But we got an extra bonus because not only did she do the 7th level, but she also gave us a song. And so that's a blessing. We want to thank all of the houses. We want to thank Ile Mole. We want to thank Ia Marie. We want to thank Nana Carr. We want to thank Temple of Inyame. We want to thank all of those who represent the Indigenous path. We want to thank the Fetzer Fellows who came from long and far to be here. We want to thank the Atlanta LOVE Collective. I always wondered what the LOVE stood for. I mean, I knew what love stood for, but you all were doing the extra. So all of you, and also we just have to give a superlative applause, please, to Omilade, the spiritual artist, who did her work, who did her magic. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So this is just an added little treat that we decided would be lovely for us to do as we depart. So as the obit said, Beverly Monroe at the age of 16 in 1964 formed a group that was named after her mother. The name of the group was the Durrells. And so it was 2 other women, Zelda Irby, Renee Morris, and Beverly Monroe. And we found 4 songs, 445s, that they cut. And then our video technician went and found a 5th song, and since we're working with the number 5, we have 5 love songs that were sung by Beverly Monroe and her 2 girls. The names of the songs: The Beating of My Heart, Good Luck to the Lucky Girl, I Need Someone to Love, and Maybe Baby. Oh, I'm sorry, and You Are. And these are some really nice songs. So enjoy and dance your way out. So thank you so much for being here. All of you came from near and far. Please be safe as you return on all sides of you. Know that you're protected with love. Thank you so much. We would like to invite everyone here to take a flower from the altar, except for the yellow roses that are on the 5th level. But to take a rose, but take a flower, and have that beautiful smell live with you, and to remind you, one rose, to remind you of our sister. And of course we're honoring her, but we thought this was a great moment for us to be together to rededicate ourselves to unity and community. And also, we are all part of the Love Collective. That was her journey, that was her road, that was her work. And so all of us in every way we can, whatever way feels good to us, let's continue doing that. So the family is going to pick flowers first, and then we will follow, as traditionally we would do. That is the correct. This is something that Sharon didn't want to do, but since I'm on the mic, Alola D gave so much to all of us, gave so freely, gave so thoroughly, genuinely, in so many ways. We have a basket here that the folks want to make donations. If you still have cash, that's something we used to use to buy things. Or if you have a check or whatever, but feel free to help, to support the Monroe Johnson family, to make sure that the tradition of Alola D continues. So just a big thank you to all of you, just a big hand to everybody. Thank you.
for making this a love connection. And we are gonna go out with, the Jarrell. Derek, you ready?
If we allow other people to come up and get their roses, please, their flowers, so if you got your flowers, please, so we can get others their flowers.
Yeah, y'all look alike. That's not saying her name right. That's not saying her name right. Yes, and the ball. Oh, my God. Yeah. You say it. Y'all are from the same age, so. I'm not there. We all pay for each other. Hey. Look. I think I was a big cat.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
If you are open to volunteering for deconstructing the altar, please come to the front so we can close it out. If you didn't get your flowers, please come now and get your flowers. Please come now and get your flowers. Otherwise, we need help with deconstructing the altar. If you are volunteering, please come so we can close out and deconstruct the altar.